The Redmi Note 9 is the latest Redmi Note series in Xiaomi's lineup. In it, there is the phone itself. Here's the front and here's the back. The review unit, as you can see here, is the midnight gray version. Also, inside the box, there's the charging brick, as well as USB-C cable. There. Another thing that you can see if you buy the Redmi Note 9 is this little thing here at the sides of the box. Says that with easy access to Google apps you want. I wonder who's this targeting. Anyway, here's the other box that came with the bigger box. So let's open it. Okay, if you open it straight away, you can see the safe ejector tool, as well as two pieces of guides, a small booklet, two small booklets, as well as a black jelly case for your Redmi Note 9. Alright. If you can see, the box doesn't come with headphones. By default, it doesn't come with headphones. But if you order during Lazada's flash sale, you'll get these for free. In Lazada's flash sale, it is $74.90, but the default price is $79.90. Okay, is that all? Yes, that's all for our unboxing video. Stay tuned for a review. Have you ever wanted a phone that's not heavy on the pockets but is a decent performer and a great camera? Welcome, Technophiles, to my Redmi Note 9 review. But before we start, let us give you the quick specs. On the left side, we have the SIM card tray with a dedicated SD card slot. On the right side, we have the volume rocker and the power button. At the bottom, we have the headphone jack, a microphone, Type-C port, and the speakers. And finally, on the top, there's the IR blaster and a small noise cancelling microphone. By factory defaults, there are pre-installed apps that you can remove and apps by Xiaomi that you cannot remove. The Redmi Note 9 is equipped with a 48MP wide-angle camera, an 8MP ultra-wide camera, a 2MP macro sensor, and as well as a 2MP depth sensor for portraits. At the front, we have a 13MP punch-hole camera for selfies. Its design is similar to that of a Galaxy S10e. Due to limitations of the general community quarantine, we can only take pictures and videos close around the neighborhood. The picture quality is great in daylight, with lively coloration and no visible noise. Shadows and highlights are kept balanced as well. Overall quality is great for such an affordable phone. The regular shots are sharp but not too sharp. However, the pictures are too saturated for my taste. What I really like about Xiaomi's software is that the blurring doesn't feel plasticky or artificial in contrast with other phones. And the Redmi Note 9 is no exception. The AI of the phone managed to separate the foreground and backgrounds pretty well. Same goes for non-human subjects, though it takes a while to apply the bokeh effect. There may be strands of hair that may get caught up in the blurring. The phone might also lag when multiple portrait shots are taken at the same time. Let's go ahead to the front and see the phone's 13MP selfie shooter. The 13MP shooter does the job okay, not outstanding but not horrible either. On good lighting, colors are punchy, highlights and shadows are kept at bay however, and doesn't cause visible artifacts. My face feels softened, probably due to the AI. Beauty mode is off when this shot was taken. While it does not have a depth sensor, the front camera can also take portraits. Like the main camera, the front-facing camera does a good job of separating the background and the foreground. And the blur, while made up by the phone itself, it doesn't feel artificial or plasticky compared to other phones. Aside from the daylight shots, we also took the night shots. The phone has a built-in night mode, which we use to test the night shots. The final result is great for an affordable phone. There's visible noise in the very dark sky, but lesser so to scenes with ample light. Colors tend to be softer, and small details may also get lost. Again, the software may also over-sharpen the image that could cause some minor blowouts. For your average everyday social media posting, this phone is more than enough. But for professional pictures, yeah, better look elsewhere. Surprisingly, the regular and the 48MP mode does better in keeping details than the dedicated night mode. I actually took multiple photos using all the given modes. The phone can capture videos only in 1080p and 720p at 30 FPS. There's no 60 FPS settings for both qualities, however. The 1080p video is good enough for the asking price. The audio is okay at best, as it feels echoey, but on the other hand, it's also loud and clear. The video itself is too sharp for my taste, and the camera app also crops the video on a 1.4 times scale, so it feels much closer than it actually is. The cameras have a thud feeling in some frames as well. For social media, the video is good enough, but for professionals, its siblings, Redmi Note 9S and 9 Pro, are probably better performing than this and are a much better choice for videos. The 720p video has worse quality. I'm hoping Xiaomi improves the camera app, as the sensors and the SoC can take great quality videos. There are lesser details than the 1080p video and gets too sharpened for my liking. Still, the 720p is good enough for posting social media. Well, for the audio, it's pretty much the same quality. Lastly, we tested the slow-mos. For the slow-mos, I am less impressed. There are two settings, both of which are locked to 120 FPS, 1080p and 720p respectively. Why am I not impressed? Well, while doing the slow-mo, I noticed that it doesn't really feel that slow, and other phones can do slow-mos better than this. This is the case for me, but other users may be happy with the slow-mo. But for me, I'd rather pick something else. In Antutu benchmarks, the phone has an impressive score of 189,853, considering this is only 3GB of RAM. In Geekbench, it has a score of 1,137 for OpenCL and 1,082 for Vulkan. Benchmarks are good for showing the performance of the phone on paper, but how does the Redmi Note 9 fare in real life? The Redmi Note 9 is powered by the latest MediaTek Helio G85. The cheapest option and a review unit comes with 3GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. Before I forget, there's a punch hole notch that most games will fill in, meaning the notch can block a certain view of the game. But to me, this is not distracting, especially because the details aren't completely blocked by this punch hole notch. Anyway, moving from the gameplay, PUBG gave us a high setting initially, with HD graphics enabled. While playing, I noticed some stuttering and some frame drops. I reduced the graphics to balance with the medium frame rate, and it seemed to work much more smoothly. However, there's still slight stuttering. The phone can get warm as well, but not hot. The game did ultimately tell us to go low graphics at some point in the gameplay, and it turned out to be smoother at the cost of some graphics. As far as graphics goes, it is colorful and vibrant, and has good viewing angles. This again from an affordable phone. It is no Galaxy S20, but from a casual user, he or she may not even notice the difference. The screen does not support a 90Hz refresh rate, however. For Mobile Legends, the game gave us a high setting and has an option for high frame rate, so we turned it on. The graphics are lively and full of color, but the phone gets to lag if there are too many things going on. After this, we set the graphics to medium, but the HMVR mode is still activated. This time, it was a lot smoother and there's less stuttering. While playing, the phone also got warm, but not hot. It may keep up with high settings, but we suggest lowering it down to medium or smooth if you're using a 3GB option of the Redmi Note 9. I also tested the sound for the Redmi Note 9. As expected from a phone with a high caliber, sound is rich and clear. The speakers are loud and has no distortion. Bass is also pretty good, and there's no overtuning. The Redmi Note 9 is a solid all-rounder phone with an affordable price. It gives more than what you pay for. With $79.90, you have a great processor, a 48-megapixel camera, Type-C port, and a large 1080p screen. What else could you be looking for? The UI needs improvement, as fresh from the box, it lags and stutters. Updates, however, can fix it, as well as other bugs found within the software. Video needs some tweaking, as to me, the videos are too sharp and audio is blown out. Slow-mos need a better setting. Maybe a 960fps video for slow-mo? To me, it does not feel that slow and needs improvement. With that said, is the Redmi Note 9 your next phone? Tell us your experience with the Redmi Note 9 in the comments below. If you want to see a more in-depth review, please check our blog link in the description below. Thumbs up if you like this video, and thumbs down if you don't. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you, fellow Technophiles, in the next video.